This Airsoft GI TV episode is brought to you in part by Echo One USA. In a world of compromise, we don't. Welcome back to Airsoft GI TV. My name's Tim, and today we're going to be taking a look at these. This is Madbull's new lithium iron phosphate batteries. They're very similar to a LiPo battery with one major difference, and that is that they are much safer to use. You should know by now that a LiPo battery is dangerous if mishandled, if you're not charging them properly, or if your gun is not set up to run a LiPo. Now that's not to mean that your gun's not reinforced for the rate of fire, but if your motor is discharging the LiPo at a faster rate than it's made to be discharged, it could result in a fire or an explosion. Same things if you're not charging them properly. The lithium iron phosphate batteries made by Madbull are much safer to use. Now that's not to say that Madbull made a completely safe lithium battery. You should still charge this thing with care, and you also need to make sure that your motor is not discharging this battery at a faster rate than it is supposed to be. It's still made out of lithium, so it still is potentially dangerous, but it has a much higher threshold for abuse than a LiPo does, thus making them a lot safer. Now, in order to use this battery properly, you must use the included Madbull lithium iron phosphate charger. This battery cannot be charged with a regular LiPo charger or a regular nickel metal hydride charger. You must use Madbull's included charger. This one charger will charge both voltages that we carry, the 9.6 volt and the 12.8, so you can have multiple lithium iron phosphate batteries and still use this one charger. Now, have you ever wondered who they are? You know, the people that say things and everybody's like, oh, you know what they say. Well, I am coining this term right now. Let it be known that I am coining LiPo battery, okay? Kind of like LiPo, but isn't. Lithium iron phosphate, lithium and iron, if you look it up on the periodic table of elements, L-I-F-E is spelled life. Phosphate is an inorganic chemical, which is usually abbreviated with PO, so Madbull has now made the LiPo batteries. If you want to start the revolution with me, start using this word to designate this battery. Now let's go out, we're going to chrono, well we're not going to chrono, we're going to test the rate of fire with a gun with a 11.1 LiPo and the new 12.8 volt Madbull LiPo. Alright, gentlemen and gentlewomen, here we are. We're going to do a baseline test, a control test with an 11.1 volt LiPo, so we can get kind of like a baseline rate of fire test. And obviously I'm going to be using a high powered battery, so I need a high powered gun that can handle said battery. So what better than the K-Dub M4. Let's go ahead and flip the full auto and see what this baby can do. That's pretty fast. Alright, here we go. On to the second test. I have my 12.8 volt Madbull LiPo battery installed here. The previous battery was an 11.1 volt 2100 milliamp LiPo battery. This battery has much more voltage and it's rated at a 20C discharge rate, so this should shoot significantly faster. But that is the purpose of a test. That's what we're here to find out, so let's get to it. That noise that you just heard after I stopped firing was a bunch of BBs hitting the ground. And I have a theory as to why that happened. Okay, here is the box that I was shooting at. It was about 15 feet away. The KWA M4 obviously shoots 400 plus FPS. And as you can see, there are a couple of BBs lodged here inside the box. Okay, 400 FPS is plenty to pierce this box at 15 feet away. This is my theory, okay? The 12.8 volt LiPo battery is so fast that the gears are doing a full circle before the piston has a chance to compress all of the air. Okay, this is just a theory. I've never actually tested it out, but this is what I think is happening. Okay, the 12.8 volt LiPo is just a little bit too fast for this gun in stock form. It probably will require some modifications to get it up to par on full auto, but man, that thing can rip. Okay, now as you've just seen, the 12.8 volt Madbull LiPo battery is extremely fast. It goes way beyond any realm of practicality for Airsoft. I would highly recommend this battery for a very heavily modified gun, something that can take the rate of fire and something that will actually be useful and not spit out BBs at 100 FPS. For stock guns, I would highly recommend Madbull's 9.6 volt battery. You still get the very powerful lithium battery source in a small package, so you can fit that into guns that wouldn't normally take a 9.6 nickel metal hydride. And again, need to reiterate, the LiPo batteries are safer to use than a lithium polymer. That is a huge plus for Madbull. Congrats to them. Check out the LiPo batteries on airsoftgi.com right now.
How do you put in
Don't swear, dude. I gotta put this online.
How do you putting videos on GIT?
Don't say the F word. Come on.
Bleep me out.
Alright, cool.
I'm tired of you putting on videos about GIT. Take this AK.